I put this up this morning um, because of I want to remember this day on the days that I feel things are just not going right, and yesterday seemed to be one of those days. It had a lot of mixture of good and bad, and the bad is easily to remember because you think of all the frustration, and this for me is kind of my own personal remembrance of forgiving me when I whine about the bad and counting the blessings. This '94 Jeep I'm in the process of restoring. Very thrilled about it. Just put a 4.5 inch rough country lift on it. It's got the ion alloy 15 by 10 wheels. Getting ready to camo it out, but I'm really excited about working on this Jeep and this flip. I love reconditioning older vehicles and in some cases obviously restore them. This thing's going to be an antique in a few years, very short time, so I'm pretty well excited about that. But at any rate, yesterday to begin with, I had all this done. I was excited to see the Jeep, and when I got there and I had my tow dolly and I was ready to load my Jeep onto my tow dolly, I was a little fearful if the tires were going to fit on the dolly due to the width of them, but that was no issue. The issue came when I got to try to tie down the front. My toe straps weren't long enough, so I had to go and pick up some chain. I finally run the toe straps through the wheels and got it to hold well enough, and then I went and picked up some chain to tie it underneath to the tow dolly. Everything sound fine, seemed to work fine. So I'm headed on about a 100-mile journey towing my Jeep with, as you see, my Durango in the background. And as I'm coming down the interstate, I'm traveling around 60 miles an hour, and I kept hearing a popping noise. And I would pull over and I would check my straps. They were tied. I would check up under the um, neath the vehicle where I had it anchored down, and all that was fine. Everything was secure on the dolly. And I would just get back in the vehicle and head on down the road. And every now and then I would hear just an outrageous pop and could not figure out what it was. I would pull over as safety mandates and check it out. Everything, vehicle still anchored tight to the dolly. Everything's still fine. So I just head on down the road and keep coming and start eventually just ignoring the pop as just it's settling in into the dolly, rolling right along. And then when I pull into the parking lot at the car lot, this is what I discover. This is a hitch that has been on this vehicle evidently since it was new. And I pull in here and I see this. The hitch has actually come loose from the frame of the vehicle, and that was my popping noise. Evidently, was it was working loose. And finally, when I got in, for some reason, it waited till I got into the parking lot. The interstate was not bumper to bumper, but moving traffic pretty good. And had this come off on the interstate, it would have been disastrous for the Jeep, the other traffic out there. I mean, it was about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, between 4 and 5, so traffic was pretty heavy coming down I-65, and it waited until I got in the parking lot before it broke. As I got up under it, you can see there's no bolts there. The whole left side of the hitch has come loose here. It was just an act of God that kept this from coming loose on the interstate, and just no telling what sort of damage it was done. And I'm just absolutely thrilled, and right now just counting my blessings. And if any of you are out there, sometimes when you feel that the day's just going wrong, you never know what's going right for you. And so I was just overwhelmed and wanted to put this up to share it, but most of all to remind me when I'm complaining, uh, look out. Something's probably working in your on your behalf that you don't even know about.